Good morning, everyone. Hope you survived the weekend. Thankfully, it didn't snow on us once again. Here we are, almost summer, and we've had all this moisture, which we've prayed for. Now we have to deal with the results. So I hope you're all doing well. Most of you did really well the first week. I just finished grading papers and comments, and so I applaud you. Good job. Now we go into week 2, and I wanted to comment just a little bit about a few things that you need to follow up on. First, let me just talk about the group assignment. So I think you've noted in my announcements that they're beginning week 3, you're actually divided up into groups that you decide. The first 2 weeks are ones I assigned. But after that, you join groups that you want to be in, which work out for you time-wise. And this group is really your anchor for the balance of the semester. They will make or break you, if you will. And a lot of assignments, in fact, most of the assignments moving forward, are graded as a group. So, as you participate or don't participate, your grade will be impacted. So how that works is that you meet as a group during your designated time. You obviously are all in different places, so you have to meet via Zoom, which is provided by the school, and you record your meetings. Each week you assign a group leader, and it's fine to do it for the balance of the semester if you want to do that, or if you want to do it, ad hoc. Depends on how you want to do it. Doesn't really matter. Some groups do it for the whole semester and just send out an assignment list, and that's how it is. And if the first week group leader wants to do that, that's absolutely fine. I don't need to know who they are. It's just something you do in your group. The second is, I think you record, obviously, and then you send that recording to me. I try and make as many of these as I can, but I've done this for 5 or 6, 7 years now, and my average is about every other week, every third week, something like that. So, I've got other business interests that I have to deal with every day, so I'm not as available as I'd like to be. I'd love to be a full-time teacher, but unfortunately, or fortunately, I still have other business. So, but I do try and attend. It's again, average about every other week. Let's see. I've noticed this morning, and I looked at the Google Doc, and on Wednesday at 5 to 7, we have 12 people there. And 12 plus of you have not even signed up yet, so you need to do that if you're one of those who hasn't signed up. But we're going to need to make some adjustments for that group because it's too big. We need to have about six or 7 in a group or less. Groups that are 3 or 4 are fine, but 12 just doesn't work because you can't interact. There's not enough time in the day for all of you to adequately interact. So what I will probably do is divide that group into 2. You can still meet at the same time. There's no problem doing that. Just I'm going to put you in 2 groups. So don't be surprised if that happens. If you want to go in and say, I'd rather be at the 5 o'clock group or the 6 o'clock group or whatever, that's fine with me. Just put a number after your name, 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Or, if it works out that everyone wants to meet at 5, then just put, just everyone put 5, and I'll move you into two separate groups. So I'll need to make some adjustments there. The groups of 3, there's a few. There's one with 1 person that we need to adjust. We need to have more people. So those who have not signed up yet, please take a look at those groups that only have 3 and see if you can meet with them. Otherwise, again, I'll have to move some people around. All right, enough about the group assignments. Just a couple of generic comments. Several of you have asked to turn in late work. You just can't do it. The program, the computer program, won't allow it. You can submit it, it goes in, but I never see it. So that's part of the late policy that BYUI and BYU have. BYU Hawaii, all the BYUs have the same policy. So it's not Brother Whitaker trying to, get you. It's, I mean, I'd love to accept your work, but the school doesn't allow it. So try and be vigilant about your time and your timing to submit your papers. I mean, take it all the way up to 1 minute before midnight if you need to, but the quality of your work probably won't be as great if you, take your time and submit it earlier. So just a word about that. We have 2 cases this week. One's an individual case and one's a group case. And so, excuse me, let me just talk real quickly about the individual case, which is, well, no, let me do the group case first. So you can tell I got up early today. When you get old, it's not as fun as when you're your age. So I turned 69 this year. I still feel 21, but sometimes my mind feels 75. So I went through liver transplant surgery, and sometime I'll spend a little time talking about the miracles of this transplant and the fact that I'm lucky I'm still alive. Quite frankly, I shouldn't be. But anyway, the effects of that are still kind of messing with my mind a little bit. All right, the group case is Crystal Catering. And this is a fun case. I'm not going to, fillet it out for you, but because it's something for you. But there's some questions that are asked for you to review in your analysis. So when you meet as a group, which will generally, in this case, you're not meeting live, although you can if you want. You're making comments, and then somebody else makes comments, and then you make comments again. You're graded based upon how in-depth your comments are in the case, how well you understand the questions in the case, and how well you interact with the other members of your group in commenting on their comments. So whether you agree or disagree, and then the analysis that you do, the data that you provide to back up your position. I think the instructions call for, if I can find it, you have to comment at least on 2 classmates. And I think it says something like, you can't just say, oh, I agree or I disagree. That's not a thorough comment. You need to provide data and understanding and perspective in your comments. So just be articulate in all your comments, and I'm sure you get all the points. All right, now the tough one, the Rent the Runway. This is 50 points. This is the big one. Why the course creators do this the second week, I think, is a little bit of weeding out. So don't get weeded out. Don't get intimidated by this case. It's an awesome case. And this is the case about women, classmates, who have decided to create a business to rent dresses and other things, shoes and so forth. And it's a real business. You can go online and find a little history of Rent the Runway. And this is a case where you use a couple of documents that we provide that are in the in the instructions, in the case analysis instructions. And then there's a number of questions that you're to answer as part of your analysis. So make sure you're familiar with those. There are some assumptions that are made in point number 3 that you need to be aware of in terms of average turnover, average cycle. But the key thing here is that is that you interact with your classmates, your group mates. And again, those who haven't joined a group need to do that. I think I've assigned, in this particular week, I've already assigned everyone a group, so you don't have to do that. Next week, beginning week 3, you need to be on your own. The very last point in this is that it's asked you to submit what's called a business model framework. And this will take some time to do. Take some time to analyze and fill in the blanks. There's not a right or wrong answer. This is your perspective, based on the data that you've come up with. And where the data goes is the Excel spreadsheet that is also provided. We spent a couple of years ago when we did this course, we let you try and create your own, and it was terrible. Poor students, especially those who didn't understand Excel, had to go and create this framework, and it was all over the board. So we just went ahead and created them. So they're there for you. You just need to put the data in and your assumptions. And lastly, it doesn't ask for a Word document, but of all the cases that need it, this does. And so it's totally okay to put all your analysis, your written analysis, into a Word doc and attach that as part of the submittal. And it just goes a lot easier than using 1 or 2 words in this business model. So feel free to do that. It's not a requirement, but it certainly will help your grade, and it'll help make it a lot easier for me to understand your logic. So, so the business model framework, the Excel model, and if you'd like, a Word document. So, lastly, I don't do regular, I don't know what you would call it, study hour, question and answer hour, unless it's really needed. And so this course is like a senior level course, and it sort of expects that you will work with your groups and figure things out. Most of your group mates will have questions, probably the same questions you do, and as you work together to figure these things out, it's much better than for me to say, here's my perspective. But, and you know, I could be off. I'm a student too. I love to learn. And so just because I'm teaching this course doesn't mean I have all the right answers. And again, I don't grade you on whether you have the right or wrong answers. I grade you on your analysis, your thinking process, because that's what will carry you through in the business world. And this course is not unlike what you'll encounter in the business world. Many of you have already. So we make you struggle a little bit rather than provide you all the answers so that you can get through that. It's a good discipline to go through. I think that's it for today. Please feel free to send me a note if you have questions that you can't answer. But please include those in your group, because quite often they have the same question. And that way when I answer, I can answer for the whole group. All right, brothers and sisters, we love you. We're grateful for your dedication and sacrifice. Be sure and include Heavenly Father as part of your group each week. He will bless you and provide inspiration to you and help you as a group as well as individually. And I know all of you have things that you're going through that are critical, especially those who are married and have children. It's hard. It's hard to go back to school and have a job and provide for your family and try and balance all those priorities, church assignments. But I know you can do it. You guys are awesome. So again, have a wonderful week. If you have questions, let me know, and I'll try and answer the best I can. All right, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.